illegal. Leaning off a leader, riding regal, tipping scales like Libras. Inhale, no L's, pulling out blocks like Jenga. In the rear of a Caprice's Billy Rims, flicking decent nonetheless. Nothing less than tens for the speakers. You'll hear us before you see us with beats that beat the streets up. Yeah. So try and keep up and keep it low key, cuz police try and treat us and keep us on a leash, cuz that's how they see us, thinking we nuts. Cuz we'll die for the ground beneath us, because this land made us. This land made of players that stay on paper. That's how we came up amongst the mayhem to the day when we display what we made of. The game can never change us, the West Side teaches. On these streets where you find that D before G. We out west with it, back down, trying to flip a dollar. If you looking, then we got it, you just got up in a block. We out west with it, riding clean, wetter than the sea. On the scene with a full tank, blowing AC. We out west with it, I'm posted, let me know what y'all on. Cause if y'all get on something, then just hit my phone. We out west with it, yes sir. Hustle for every penny in the trenches, but we turn struggle into strength. Smell the grind in the air, take a whiff. Only the nose knows the aroma. Compose the money rolls that fold up, holding cold cups. Searching for those that got the purple O's for the $4. And we can go nuts and stay at the stove like gross us. And post up with O's on the table like coasters. It's how the game coached us, made us all in the soldiers. Now that dough is the focus, so know that we own this. Molded by the hood role models, riding good, the latest model, drinking good, raising bottles like we just missed a pothole. You got to know that it's impossible to stop our flow. We've seen it all from watching cops reload 30s a dro while drinking the night away until the block got slow. You'll know as soon as you see us, we the ones laid back in the cut. My demeanor seems to always give me up. We out west with it, back down, trying to flip a dollar. If you looking, then we got it, you just got up in a block. We out west with it, riding clean, wetter than the sea. On the scene with a full tank, blowing AC. We out west with it, I'm posted, let me know what y'all on. Cause if y'all get on something, then just hit my phone. We out west with it, yes sir. Hustle for every penny in the trenches, but we turn struggle into strength. Yeah, home of the survivor, survival of the fittest in the town. It's wicked, you can J down in a minute. What am? What's the business? The biz is how you down and get it. From Cape Town, the fifth city that sounds the fifth's empty. When we tipsy, it's risky. Where the lick be, at least 10 deep, it tempts me. But there's no mystery where the chips be, the tips G. Just our history from the 60s. Pimping ain't easy, but we bleed it. This here game is in our veins, in the air we breathe in. Believe this, it's no game, but the key is your mouthpiece, spit your game. But believe, turn nothing into something. We suffer without supper long enough. Struggling from summer to summer, the same place where the dope is sold. It's home to the Oprah show, the same place I know is home. We out west with it, back down, trying to flip a dollar. If you looking, then we got it, you just got up in a block. We out west with it, riding clean, wetter than the sea. On the scene with a full tank, blowing AC. We out west with it, I'm posted, let me know.
Take notice, the Entourage DJs are taking over the game. The Midwest invasion is here, and the true Midwest mixtape king is giving it to you. It's DJ G-Spot banging your mixtapes right now.
You are now listening to the mixtape. DJ G-Spot and Mick Lou, Chi-Town's finest. It's definitely representing South Side, West Side, stand up.
Yeah, they honor my persona. See my coat of arms, cloaked in armor. Live and die by the code of honor. The honorable, known as Mick the Conqueror. My mantra is that of a monster. My vengeance is endless until you extinct like a condor. What you think I was armed for? I'm knocking at harm's door. Molded by the force, call me the Black Mamba. I'm putting up numbers like Kobe in the garden. My thoughts is thoughtless as I talk shit, and there's nothing as heartless as my heart lies deeper than the darkness that dwells where the sharks live. You sleeping with the fishies, surfing with the marlins. On the surface, I'll unleash the carnage till you surf, till you starving, searching for a market. I'm the pit boss, tally up your losses. Your fate is sealed way before the card flips. You marks ain't shit. Topic of discussion, they ain't talking about nothing. Keep their noses in the sump, y'all ain't talking about shit. I hear them wolfing in the whispers, snakes in the grass. We ain't thinking about your ass, y'all ain't talking about shit. Fucking lying, I ain't buying, ain't nobody even trying to hear that dumb shit you kicking. Y'all ain't talking about shit. Find yourself some business, get yourself a life, and skedaddle, motherfucker. Y'all ain't talking about shit. Unlike the players, y'all engage in betrayal. So brave, do anything for the day they can slay you. So devious, even if you can't even see the hate. I don't need to plead my case till you please, I seize the day. Feast off your mistakes from the cleanest of plates. Palate of a pharaoh, it's all seasoned to taste. A vision of perfection, at least 3 in my face. Fanning me with feathers, tease me with grace. I can't conceive defeat, nor will I concede the race to these conceited lames that can't believe my pace. So intrigued by my intrigue and display that intrigues the brain, there's nothing left to say. Hands down, I lure them to attack like cash is the allure of a champion with my banner in the rafters. Topic of discussion, they ain't talking about nothing. Keep their noses in the sun, y'all ain't talking about shit. I hear them wolfing in the whispers, snakes in the grass. We ain't thinking about your ass, y'all ain't talking about shit. Fucking lying, I ain't lying, ain't nobody even trying to hear that dumb shit you kicking. Y'all ain't talking about shit. Find yourself some business, get yourself a life and skedaddle, motherfucker. Y'all ain't talking about shit. City like the Hawk do, Black Hawk adjustable, keeps my mind thoughtful. Ain't no middleman, I'm the one you need to talk to. If you want a chance, I suggest you make an offer. Making an advance off a hoop, nah, you lost, fool. That type of talk, turn you dogs into dog food. Goofy, you a goof. Get your ass out, move, acting like a whoop. You softer than a poop do. Ain't no 50-50, both your options is a lose-lose. I ain't got no love though, laughing while you boo-hoo. I care not for teardrops, the pity that consumes you. Pitiful piece of shit, that's how them dudes do. 415s, fuck around and knock the screws loose. This flow is schizo, your boy gone cuckoo. Yeah, I flew the coop too, you knew I had to get loose. Gun smokes the network, plug you in my Bluetooth. How can I shine if I don't try? If this is really mine, then why must I? Search for why it's so hard to find what I'm looking for. I stay in it, I'm on my shit. I can't stop winning, no, I can't quit till I make it to the top. Till we make the time on the list. Give me my spot, fully aware, living life to the fullest. I'm full of myself. Yes, I earn the right for me to pull it like triggers that trigger bullets. I bully the beat, take dimes from baselines, snatch fails from snares, smack temples on cymbals, hi-hats beware. It sounds so simple, sounded so clear, so real, like Real Madrid. I do it for kicks, yeah. Them scary cats are scarier than scared. Make a pioneer near the top of the tier. On my square ×2, and I ain't leaving till it's square. With a flair so debonair, debutantes gotta stare. Cause I flaunts without a care, carefully with the air of an heir to the throne. All alone in the chair, in my lair where I lay up, laying another gem. Invisible man, then I reappear. Raise your glass, make a toast, cheers. How can I shine if I don't try? If this is really mine, then why must I? Search for why it's so hard to find what I'm looking for. I stay in it, I'm on my shit. I can't stop winning, no, I can't quit. And yo, my music is addictive to the user. I let the rush soothe them, they tune in, then I school them. Just said, homie, this shit ain't real, it's just illusions used to fool men, women and child to confusion. Start running wild, changing views when niggas think they winning when they losing. Caught up in movements, moving foolish, letting life fool them, betting they life losing, trying to better their life when vice moving. Cruising, grabbing clicks and cruising, bagging chicks and dudes off tips with slick maneuvers. Turn OGs to broke D's and hungry crooks. Stand sideways my way, giving me funny looks. That's why I hide my money in books. They scared to learn, allergic to words, swerving towards murderous curves. In the dark, working the curve. I'ma still shine cause I'm the light, and I'ma burn to my purpose to serve. Knowledge is power, and ignorance shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain the balance between your soul and the body, and control is the science. Knowledge is power, and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain the balance between your soul and the body, and control is the science. Pussy on the brain, T-bone steaks, a pint of dog pushing cane on the paper, writing bars. Lines that similar to scars that run deep. I've been involved in the race since the beginning. Running these streets like Kenyans when it was dark with no heat. Used to spar with the stars before I nod to sleep. I hardly speak, it's hard for me. But all I see from the broads and the cars on this darkened street, parts of me from the heart is hard. And Mars was deep, starving for the park when we would start to eat. Since Marvin argued deep with an armory of harmony, charm in my father's feet, calm them, alcoholic talking, constantly walking through the valley with his arms on me. I've been here since life in itself, good versus evil in the hood with my people, fight myself. Knowledge is power and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance between your soul and the body and control. It's the science. Knowledge is power and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance between your soul and the body and control. It's the science. Quiet is kept, my words kept, minors and vets. Higher than pilots and jets, behind the sirens and tech. Shorty's crying out west. It's been a war going on since Osiris and Set. Before man acquired the text, written in stone on walls. It's all laws and the signs of commit of how society slept in the eyes of the best. The science of life and dying, look at the desires of flesh. We lost while we floss the boss side of the checks. While we off buying the best, diamond shines on our necks. Wet with blinding effects, the kind that remind me of blinding baguettes. In a timepiece that a time lead, make time freeze, live and direct. In 60 seconds time, me is hardly a heartbeat. A heartbeat, a thing that separates my mind and my flesh. Rewinding my steps to where I first started. I'm God, knowledge is power and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance between your soul and the body and control. It's the science. Knowledge is power and ignorance is bliss. It's the wisdom that shines through the visions of the mist. The main challenge is to maintain a balance between your soul and the body and control. It's the science. Life is a stage, basically. I was raised in these mazes, named the streets for players of reputations. Faithfully make G's with more cake pastries than bakeries. Deal with equations ranging from A to Z. Touch more bricks than Mason, serving like maitre d's. Pitching like we in the major leagues. Occasionally blazing bees, seeking that painful peace amongst a parade of fiends afraid to sleep. Dazed in the range, losing days of Z's. That's why my old girl prayed for me every day, cause I'm faded like tapers at the table, G. I can't take it, I can't wait to escape and leave, cause this basement is no place to stay for me. But I believe I'm the creator, I create the scenes that can't be seen just by the way I think and breathe. There's a time and a place in this game of life when you gotta decide your fate or pay the price. Let the voice inside you guide you. My main advice is never change your life, just change your life. There comes a time and a place in this game of life when you gotta decide your fate or pay the price. Let the voice inside you guide you. My main advice is never change your life, just change your life. In high school, she was average, mostly C's and D's. Same shit, now she high too, mostly off C and D. Now I have my loot clothes, CDs and DVDs. Easily these things could leave, cause she a sneaky thief, trust me. Always fussing, starting shit, I hear her. Arguments with the mirror regarding her appearance, her health declines thusly. First her mind, then abruptly she finds herself mumbling all the time to herself. Trying to find herself by dealers that sell. Insecure, still in a shell, killing herself. And as long as she been blowing, it never seems to soak in. When she has convulsion, shivering like she cold. And my cousins ask me where they moms be. I'ma tell her my auntie on the concrete, walking dead like zombies. Time and a place in this game of life where you gotta decide your fate or pay the price. Let the voice inside you guide you. My main advice is never change your life, just change your life. There comes a time and a place in this game of life where you gotta decide your fate or pay the price. Let the voice inside you guide you. My main advice is never change your life, just change your life. I've been debating on rearranging my life. I'm at a different stage of the game in my life. This is why I listen when I'm praying at night for answers to the questions that I'm stressing to fight. Lord knows the fortune is a goal, but I'm not forcing my soul to be sold between the forks in the road in order to blow. What can I leave beside my corpse when I'm gone? And my CDs with assortments of songs. The course I chose to school me was these cruel streets, and it used to fool me till I learned how to do me. Take a look, see at how the hood eat, misunderstood by crooks, thieves, good green and cooks see. I'ma tell you how it should be. The great leaders empower the people so they can see through the powers that be. But instead they carry on like cowards to me, abuse their power to speak while these streets devour the weak. I was told that the soul creates and the mind reacts. I chose my fate, ain't no rewinding me back. Every day's a gift from God, that's why it's called a present. If you believe, you receive and see all the blessings. There comes a time and a place in this game of life where you gotta decide your fate or pay the price. Let the voice inside you guide you. My main advice, you gotta change your life, just change your life. There comes a time and a place in this game of life where you gotta decide your fate or pay the price. Let the voice inside you guide you. My main advice, you gotta change your life, just change your life.
Keep it funky, aight?
Name Lillard, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
Keep it funky, aight?
Hey, this is Jason Kidd, and we're rocking with the Bigs.
I'm Chris Bryant from the Chicago Cubs, and I'm rocking with the Bigs.
This is Mark Cuban, Dallas Mavericks. You're rocking with the Bigs.
WIIFTBP.
Live from What's in It for the Black Media Studio, you're listening to The Bigs with Eugene McIntosh and Terrence Tomlin.
Let's begin.
What's going on, everybody out there? You are on the soil with the Big. Shout out to all the family members in tune with the brothers. Well, the brother for right now, but in a minute, my player partner, T-Tom, will be walking in the building. Shout out to y'all for tuning in on this, what would I say, gloomy Wednesday morning, Ron,
It's
really?
definitely gloomy.
When I woke up, it was sunny out. Then it slowly but surely was getting gloomier and gloomier. I'm just like, man, long as I don't see snow like I did Monday, I guess I won't complain. You feel me?
Yesterday, we had snow yesterday.
Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
That was yesterday?
Tuesday, yeah.
Damn, man. Yeah, yesterday, bro. That's right, because I was thinking, well, man, if it's snowing, I wonder how they going to postpone this Cubs game. But surely enough, it stopped snowing around, 1:30, because I was trying to bust a move, and I'm like, I'm going to wait to bust a move until this snow lightens up a little bit. It's probably about 1:30 or 2 o'clock, so I'm like, yes. It's on and popping at Wrigley, so, yeah, it was about the high was probably like 35 or 36 yesterday, but like I said, I will not complain long as I don't see the snow. But you know we ain't off the hook yet. It could snow in May. It could snow in June in the Chi, so.
You know what's crazy? I was just thinking about this yesterday. I was barbecuing last year, the same day, Tuesday, 420, I was barbecuing. And I remember it clear as day, man. I was in the backyard, had the grill going. It was sunny. It had to be like 60, 65.
Damn.
That's wild that it was snow yesterday. It's
yeah,
crazy.
man. You never off the hook in the Chi, man. And yeah, happy belated 420 to all my, all my people out there.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, all my people out there. I saw a funny-ass tweet this morning. I saw Jose Canseco, former Oakland A's bash brother with my boy Mark McGuire back in the late 80s and early 90s. Jose Canseco, he wished everybody a happy 420 except for A-Rod. And I felt like that was hilarious in itself, because you got to really be on one and hate somebody's guts to not wish them a happy 420. So I thought that was funny. But, yeah, happy 420 to everybody that, partook, if that's a real word, if in the festivities yesterday. Hopefully everybody remained safe, got it in, but had a good old time yesterday, man. I was saw all the different 420 celebrations. And it's crazy how, 420 has always been a thing, but it's crazy how weed is like the new thing. I remember back in the 90s, if you was smoking weed, you was a pothead, a weed head, a loser, and all the other negative connotations they could come up with. Now it's like it's so acceptable because it's becoming a $1 billion industry. And, white folks, they out here caking up off the tree while the brothers are still locked down behind bars because of the tree. So it's like, I don't know how to feel about the acceptance, the general acceptance of weed. But the black market still reigns supreme. Like Mays Jackson said, support your local dealers, man. Leave those dispensaries alone. I heard there's some huff anyway. So, I see Janessa Robin Patrice says I prefer to eat mine. Yeah, man, I'm not a big fan of edibles, namely because I don't know who makes them. I don't know what's inside of them. I don't know the milligrams. I don't know anything. So I'm really not a big fan of edibles. Never was. I've fallen all the way back from my former life. So I'm going to leave that to all my guys and all my people. But you can hit me and it's all good. But, yeah, man. Shout out to Robin Patrice. I was watching the Book of Dawn this morning, and she had our girl Janessa Martin, a.k.a. Robin Patrice, on for her Women Crush Wednesday. And it was a dope episode, to say the least. Very inspiring, good stuff. More people need to tell their stories. I've had a chance to kind of build with Robin offline. We support each other brand-wise, but, also as brother and sister, So it was good to hear her story, and I'm glad she opened up and could inspire others. That's what it's all about. Maybe if you can affect or change one person, then you've done your job. So shout out to Robin Patrice, Janessa Martin. I enjoyed every bit of the interview. I know it cut off when I was watching from the start, so I don't know where. But I did hear your whole story, so I'm pretty sure I didn't miss much. But I'm going to go back and rewatch the Book of Dawn from the part that I missed just to see if I missed anything. But I did enjoy every bit of what I heard. And you are an inspiration, so peace and love to you. Peace and love to all the family members. I see my boy Chris. He said I ate edibles and was high for 2 days. That's my point, bro. It's like you don't know what you're getting yourself into when you get down with that stuff, especially if your homie brought it to you. Getting it out the dispensary is one thing, and they may tell you, it's 25 milligrams or 50 milligrams or however many milligrams is in there, but you don't know. It's just like them the meat packaging. It's like, man, they could tell you whatever. Yeah, this is farm-raised beef and cage-free chicken, man. That chicken was probably cooked up with all the rest of his little brothers and sisters, man. We don't know where that stuff came from. So you on your own on that one, man. Like I said, I'm going to leave the edibles alone. I'm going to leave that to y'all and keep it moving. But, yeah, shout out to my boy Chris Williams, man. The Chicago Fury played in the ABA Final Four this weekend. They did come up short, losing to Jacksonville by, I think they lost by 3 points. They had a chance to tie the game at the buzzer, but one of the homies missed a three-pointer, and the Chicago Fury came up short. But great season by the Fury. I think they probably gone farther than any other ABA team in Chicago ABA history. So shout out to Chris. Shout out to a couple of the other guys. I saw Andre Muse, the Fuqua brothers, a couple of the other guys on the team. Shout out to Coach Big Mike for representing in St. Louis, man. The crib, we represent wherever we go. So I know Mike has been on Facebook in his feelings, talking about he feels like he let the city down. And I understand where you're coming from, Big Mike, but great job overall, man. And, you can look at, what you think went wrong. I got to see the highlights. Chris sent me the the game on YouTube. I watched the last quarter, and the ABA rules are wicked themselves. Like, you can stay in the game. If your player fouls out, you can stay in the game, but every time he fouls, it's an extra free throw, and then technical fouls, and it was just a whole lot of stuff going on. So it was crazy, man, to watch that ABA game and watch them guys. There he is. But watching that ABA game and watching the way the Fury went out when they had like an 8-point lead with like 5 minutes left, and Chris said the referees took the game from him, and I could kind of agree with him, but they did make a couple bonehead mistakes, not rebounding the ball. And, in the championship game, one thing can go wrong, and that can lead to your demise. So, again, the guys came up short, didn't bring the championship home, came in second place, but great season by the Fury, and I'm looking forward to seeing them come back and one-up it next year and win the championship, man. Shout out to our boy Reese Carter, the owner of the Fury, Big Mike, Chris, Fuqua brothers, Andrew, Dre Muse, and a few of the other guys on the squad, man. We appreciate what y'all did for the city. But we got my player partner, T. Tom, in the building. T, what's the Benoski, brother?
Feeling good, man. Definitely better late than never to the West Center for the Black People Media Studios, but I know I got a good one holding me down, Gino. So
man, Ron Rilla was waiting on you, man. He like, man, where my boy
I know Ron Rilla probably been cursing me out in his head and shit.
You know we always gonna try to hold off till you get in.
No, man. I gave Gino the heads up. I knew it was gonna be, a little later than usual. Was dealing with some work at the crib, man.
Hey, man.
One of the guys almost kind of hurt themselves doing some stuff at the crib, so I'm like, hold on, let me stick around, Joe. So, but it's all good, man. They gone and everything is, I think he left in one piece, so it's all good.
As long as he left in one piece. We don't need him saying, his faulty stairs. I fell down his faulty stairs and now I'm suing.
As soon as they pulled up, I low-key knew. I was like, they don't really know what they in for.
Especially
today.
In the hundreds.
Yeah, I'm like, let me look, stay here. Dude, it was real talk. I looked at him, I was like, I should have called my guys if these the guys y'all came to move some stuff. But yeah, shout out to those guys. They got the job done.
Okay.
What's good, I heard you talking about our brother Chris Williams and them going after the crown.
Yeah, the ABA, the Fury, man. They I was watching it. Chris actually sent me the highlights, the YouTube highlights. He wanted me to watch the fourth quarter. He basically said the refs took the game from him. And like I said, I kind of agree, but you can't place all the blame on the referees if you take care of business. They had a few chances. Yeah, they had a few chances. They were up 8 with a lot of time left. But like I said, the rules were crazy. It's like if you foul out, you can stay in the game, but every time that player commits a foul, there's a technical foul.
And they get free throws no matter what.
Yeah,
and the ball.
Yeah, so it was weird. You got to ask Chris, but it was just weird. I had to keep, every time something happened, I had to pause it, hit him on the Facebook Messenger and say, hey, man, what happened here? What happened here? So he explained it to me, and it was weird. But if you handle business, you don't have to worry about the refs. If you take care of business and do what you're supposed to do, the refs can't lose the game for you. So they did have a chance. They, like I said, couple offensive rebounds, couple offensive fouls. You can say they were 50-50, but you put the call in the refs' hands, and the calls went Jacksonville's way, and Jacksonville came out on the other side with the championship. But shout out to Big Mike, the head coach, our boy Reese Carter, the owner of the Fury, Chris, like I said, Dre Muse, a few of the guys that we know on the squad. The Fury held it down for the shot, man, this weekend.
Yes, sir, man. You know what? I feel like losing is always tough. You know what I mean? That second place title was, I feel like when you're talking about the real ones, you always want that first place title, but definitely still shout out to Chris Williams and those guys for holding it down and representing across the map.
Yes.
You know?
Second place is just the what do they call it? Second place is
the two is not a winner.
Or the first loser. What do they say?
Yeah, the first loser. But, of course, if you go to Ricky Bobby route, they say if you're not first, you're last.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like it's funny. It's funny as hell. You know what I mean? But I don't know if it's necessarily true.
Well, the classic Lombardi line, man.
Drop it.
Winning ain't everything.
You know what?
It's the only thing.
It's the only.
And I kind of feel that
one. I feel that one.
Anytime I make it to the ship and I lose, I'll be so tight. But when you win that ship,
oh man,
I've been a part of many ships in my life.
So how did you take the losses? Were you like one of the guys that was like super pissed after a loss?
Yeah, because I mean I've been on every side of it. I've been a part of the team that lost, and I was just like a part of it. I've been a part of the team where we lost, and I was the leader. Mm-hmm. But I've also been on the team when we've won, and I was a part of it. And I've been on the team where we won, and I was the man. And it feels damn good to be on the team when you win the ship and you the man, and you get to hold up that Lakeshore Athletic Club first ever corporate league MVP and champion. Shout out to my boy Dre Miller.
Hardware. Gino, man, you know what? One of the 420 conversations yesterday amongst my brothers.
Yeah, we shouted out for Ron Rivers. You know,
of course.
I see you got the Jet Life gear on.
Definitely got to hold it down for the lifers out there today on the first day of the new year. But yeah, Gino, I was talking to the guys and we were talking about in our amateur lives, like what was the highlight of our sports careers and stuff. You know what I mean? And although I can't say I was never like the guy on a championship team, in Little League, we certainly, it was like 5 guys. That was the core of it, and we was just running through everybody, and I was one of those guys, and me and bro was talking about, we know how it feels to know that we about to smash on y'all.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? Like that we about to come in and regulate. But honestly, Gino, I was not always I hated losing, and I feel like in the instances where I was facing like big losses, like the last loss in our high school career, ooh, I was more angry than anything because I feel like we had our chances to win that game.
You know you do. That's the thing, and I think that's with Chris. I think he knows deep down inside, and he wasn't playing. Chris is like a defensive stalwart. Like so he stays on the boards, he's blocking stuff.
Okay,
he's that guy that you need on your team. But he hit me up and said that he wasn't going to be able to play in the ship because he stubbed his toe, and he was like, "Man, I can barely push off of it." So I'm pretty sure that he could have made a difference, especially down the stretch.
As part of that was in the feeling, yeah.
Because you need that guy. Like they were missing one of their guys, Big Van. He went out. I think he had like a concussion. He hit the floor hard, like head first, and actually came back in the game though. He actually came back.
No concussion protocol in the NBA.
No. I'm lucky. They lucky to have a
doctor
semi-doctor in the building.
Is there a doctor in the house?
Yeah,
we seen how that goes. You better have a doctor in the building.
Up in the left bleachers. Come check fool out. But
I used to be a doctor. Yeah,
I used to be.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, they didn't have much height down the stretch. There wasn't like a defensive presence, and I feel like Chris could have been that down the stretch, and that probably could have led the Fury to the ship. But he knows deep down inside, even though the refs were kind of iffy, if they would have executed, they would have won the ship. So I feel what you're saying right
You know what? I feel like the refs in the NBA are terrible. I can only
imagine. The refs in the NBA are the worst refs I've ever seen in my life, basketball-wise.
How bad they are at any lower level. But,
give me Taco, Ruben Norris. Give me Chris Head.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll give Mark Davis, our boy Mark.
Oh yeah,
we'll give Mark a pass because Mark is a damn good NBA ref. But put Chris Head, Taco, and Ruben Norris and
ones that can keep up with
and Marvin.
Game. Oh, hey, come on, Marv, come on, for some controversy, right?
Right.
But man, you know what? Since I'm here, we gonna jump into the first break real quick, y'all. We'll be right back. You're on the soil. You're kicking it with the bigs.
Yep.
WIIFTBP.
The Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. our Attorney General, Kwame Raoul.
I have reached out to the Hospital Association and the Med Society to talk about how proactively we can talk about implicit bias in healthcare and begin to address the situation system-wide, because I've also simultaneously directed my civil rights team to begin to look at that and look at ways that it may have manifested itself. We've done so historically with regards to the nursing home industry, where you've had some nursing home owners that staff disparately. So if they're in a Black community, they won't have much staff as they will in a white community. We've taken that on from a civil rights standpoint, and we're prepared to take on other instances of implicit bias in healthcare.
Utilizing your office to investigate civil rights and healthcare as a civil rights issue. That's actually pretty powerful, and it demonstrates how we have to be working in coordinated efforts with our elected officials in places and positions of power.
Brothers and sisters. My brothers and sisters.
Yeah, no bullshit at the pulpit with questions for the reverend, like why I gotta die to go to heaven, or are these lies and deception a sign of what's next, to deny my progression to my soul through my spirit from my mind and my flesh. You be hard pressed to alter my perspective. It's reflective of my perception. All the lives and the tribes that's affected, dying quick, effects from environments neglected, disconnected, disrespected. This the same section we never invest in. Our own sales from our own shells, become owners on our own. They get on with our own help. Yeah, creators of our own world, communicate. We accumulated our own wealth. Created in this image, so when I say it, I meant it. Do the science for yourself. My brothers and sisters, we ain't niggas and bitches. My brothers and sisters, we ain't niggas and bitches. Can you dig that though? And I put this on my mama, Black Madonna, Mother Earth, Mother Africa. I'm honored to be a part of where it started, selling Starburn through the stars, stardust on my starship. My heartbeat is godly. I'm the light harnessed from the darkest part of darkness. Such a godsend. I'll teach my son to treat your daughter like the goddess. I teach my daughter to treat your son like the God King. I can never deny my fate. My melanated skin tells my story every day. Fortunately, my fortune awaits. Majority of the world, minority in the States. Yeah, we blossom from the concrete. The world copies what they see, then mocks my mystique. The possibilities impossible to see. The ways a Western man can match the prophets of the East. My brothers and sisters, we ain't niggas and bitches. My brothers and sisters, we ain't niggas and bitches. Young brother, young king, you're a genius. Young sister, young queen, supreme beings. All you have to do is believe it. All you gotta do is believe it. Young brother, young king, you're a genius. Young sister, young queen, supreme beings. All you gotta do is believe it.
Y'all niggas, and you gon' be niggas forever, just like us, niggas. You're not niggas.
Man, back on the soil. I'm your man T-Tom, coming to you as usual with my man Gino McIntosh, man. We're over here talking about the topics of the day.
The Benowski.
And of course, what we want to talk about with the people today. And of course, I usually lean on my brother Gene Ford. He spent the last few days at Wrigley, and from a very huge Cubs fan, I got some crazy, some some pretty powerful thoughts about the Cubs. They outright think the guys suck right now, man. I don't know.
Who?
Is he watching? Is bro watching? And
Brandon?
Yeah, you know how he bleeds blue. You know how he bleeds blue, bro.
You know bro in the building.
Man said the guys suck right now.
They do.
Know.
They do.
And what's going on with our boy Javi, our boy El Mago, man? And I know he's after a bag, but some of these stats that I'm seeing, you know, I read your piece. The man is striking out 48% of the time. Oh my God.
Yeah, I think what was it? What was his latest stat? 20. Let me look.
Yeah, another 3 or 4 strikeouts yesterday.
Javi yesterday. He dropped the golden sombrero for all my non-baseball fans that don't know baseball lingo. When you hear the hat trick is a hockey term for when a hockey player scores 3 goals in a game. It's called the hat trick.
See how they throw they hats
throw
on
all
the
the
ice
hats
and
on the
everything.
ice after a player scores 3 goals in a hockey game. So when you hear me say or see me if you follow me on the live game chat, if you see me say Javier Baez now has the hat trick, that means he struck out 3 times in the game. Also,
which is crazy.
That's crazy. But the golden sombrero is a turn. That's when you strike out 4 times in the game. And Javi definitely threw on the golden sombrero yesterday. Between him and Jock Peterson, they struck out in 8 plate appearances. They struck out 7 times combined.
That's
Javi
why I
4
laughed.
and Jock Peterson 3.
Muggs was trying to tell me about Jock Peterson in the spring.
That's the spring.
Yeah, and I'm like, bruh, spring train. I don't care if he's hot
No one
in the
cares
spring,
about spring.
fam.
No, that doesn't matter.
He hasn't been good in the regular season,
That's practice.
But bruh, 4 strikeouts in one
Javi
game.
struck out 4 times yesterday. He struck out twice the game before. He was 2 for 4 the game before. He did get 2 hits, but he struck out twice. He now has 31 Ks in 64 plate appearances, which is a strikeout rate of 48%.
Yeah, the game before that, he struck out another 3 times, but he had a home run.
Yeah, he had a home run and then struck out the rest of the game.
Bro, that's insane, man.
So look, me and Tony, shout out to my boy Tony Andracki, Marquee Sports. What would you call Tony? A senior writer?
Senior writer, correspondent, yeah.
So me and Tony, we have a bet. We got a daily over-under.
What's on the line, man?
Who's going to strike out more, Javier Baez or Jock Peterson? So we had to come up with it, like, what do we win and what are the details? So I'm going to tell Tony today, I'm going to give you the choice. You pick who you think is going to strike out. We switch turns. So today will be your turn to pick who you think strikes out the most. Then I got to take the other guy. And whoever wins, the other guy got to give. Yeah, no, we're going to switch each day, but we got to come up with a prize. If it's $1 or we buy it donuts or whatever the case may be, that's going to be me and Tony's bet, because every day we just look at, anytime Javi comes up, me and Tony just look at each other and shake our heads because his at-bats, they look terrible, man.
I forgot where I was, but I was at like a restaurant a few days ago, and I was watching Javier Baez's at-bat, bro. And you would have thought that that he was family or something, because I'm sitting up there looking around like, is anybody else seeing this shit? Like, what is he swinging at? Like, I'm like, gee, what is Javi swinging at, bro?
Now let's stop right there. Have you downloaded your MLB The Show?
No, I haven't jumped on it yet. I low-key was practicing on the old one. Well, it's downloading now, so I was using the old one while it's downloading.
So I've been on the show ever since I got my download, man. And
okay.
It's hard enough to hit on the video
That's why
game.
I was practicing on the game. As I was like, man, I got to practice before I hop on and just mess my record up off back.
I suck. I started out, they start you off the road to the show, so they start you off, you get drafted out of high school. It's the gameplay and the storyline. Ron, are you a PS5, Xbox guy?
I'm an Xbox guy.
Do you play like the 2K and all? Do you play any of those?
I play 2K. I'm not really into like the MLB.
Okay, well 2K, and do you do the My Player? You do that with the storyline?
I've seen my homie do it. I've never done it myself, but I know how it works.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. Like in the 2K storyline, they got what's our boy from The Wire? Omar.
Yeah, Omar.
Omar is your agent.
Uh-huh.
And then they got, what's our other guy, the actor? Michael with the eyes. He's always on the award shows. Michael with the light eyes.
Michael K. Williams? Because no, that's Omar.
That's Omar. No, I think his name is Michael. Light skin.
You're talking about Michael Eli?
Michael Ealy. Ealy, however
from
you
Barbershop.
say it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He's your dad in the movie. In 2K, like
in your virtual 2K world,
it's the storylines.
It go deep.
It's Ron. It's unbelievable, bro. The way they play these storylines out. So in MLB the show, it's the same thing. So you get drafted out of high school, and then now they got like MLB Network. They got like Jenny Finch, and they got Al Leiter. They got all these the whole clique, but it's like a part of your story. It's crazy how this,
and you get to decide each path.
Yes, yes, it's crazy. But yeah, so you start off in AA, and you got to work your way up to the league.
I was wondering where you start.
You start in AA,
okay,
because you're like a top 50 prospect. So I started off hot. I'm so huffed right now, bro. I think they might cut.
They like, gee, we might have to get this man Eugene out of the system.
Oh, they be.
Yo, the thing with these games now is, like you said, they so intricate that all you need is some snacks, and you're going to be on there all
2
day.
hours. I'm
you know
like,
what I mean?
It's because I wait till, I don't get home from the game. I didn't get home from the game until 11:30 last night.
I was thinking about it yesterday. I looked at the schedule. I was like, all right, I got about 2 more days to hit this game before the White Sox are back in town, and I'm done for the next 14,
Unless you want to get it in at night.
Exactly. Super late on the late night tip. It may be peaceful, but
I get it in at midnight. I look up. It's 2 o'clock.
That's
I'm like, man, I've been on the game for 2 hours.
Bro, you look up, and the whole damn night is like, gosh, it's 4 in. But I done been on the game for 3-4 hours.
It's so fun. It's so fun.
It is.
But getting back to my point, it's extremely hard to hit on the video game.
Extreme. You better keep your eye on the ball in the game.
So imagine, and of course, I'm not trying to, obviously I'm joking, and I'm not really comparing the video game to real life.
It's a simulation.
It is. So imagine how hard it is to hit major league pitching.
Dog, I've given up on that thought. Like, after I've heard, like, MVP type players say, dog, like, some days that I get hits, I don't know how I got it. It's like, I just put my bat out there. It's like, gee, it's hard to hit a 96 mile per hour fastball with movement, and then even harder to hit an off-speed pitch after you've seen that 96 miles per hour. See, now that was the craziest thing to me.
My bad, Jesse Williams.
Jesse Williams.
That's him.
Yeah.
Not Michael Ealy. It's
Jesse Williams.
Jesse Williams. My bad. Shout out
to Chris.
I
see how you confuse the dudes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
But go ahead.
But no, man, the adjustment that your eye has to make after seeing like a 95 mile per hour fastball, bruh, throw some 70 miles per hour up there. You're going to look foolish.
You're going to look like a complete fool. You're actually going to look like a Fulioski.
No, because so Tim hit another leadoff home run yesterday.
Oh, yesterday, okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, I got to ask this dude, like, what is the science behind it? Because you haven't even, like, you're fresh. Like, you're the first person to see this dude pitch.
Right.
And you've been lighting these dudes up, like, and then, but before he comes back, Gino, all I'm hearing is, guys like Luis Robert, they got to see him 2 times around. You know what I mean? I'm like, but Tim is coming in fresh off the oak and just stroking. So what's the science behind that?
As a leadoff hitter?
As a leadoff hitter compared to like Yohan Moncada, who's a lot better in his second and third at bats.
Because the leadoff hitter is, like you said, it's fresh. So when you reach a certain level, so first of all, when you get to the pros, they teach you how to read the pitch out of the spin out of the pitcher's hand. But as a leadoff hitter, you're basically accustomed to knowing. I mean, there's a scouting report. All of these things are available, but you basically know to start the game, the pitcher's going to start the game off with a fastball just to get himself going, just to establish the plate.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to probably see your best pitch
on that first
couple pitches of the game. So I would say the hitter actually has the advantage because most of the time.
That's why I asked, boom.
Yeah, unless you seeing Max Scherzer, Garrett Cole, Jacob deGrom that can come with first pitch and it's going to be there. Most guys are coming fastball over the heart of the plate. And if you're a guy like Tim Anderson who sees the ball well, who I think Tim has almost mastered his swing.
Oh, man.
When guys like Tim, guys like Javi, those guys are at their best when they're using the middle of the field to the right side of the field. So when Tim is hitting home runs, like I saw his leadoff homer in Boston the other day.
Oh, man.
To right center, that's Tim Anderson.
Yo, tagged it.
That's Tim Anderson. That's when you know you're locked and loaded at the plate. But it's tough, man. Like you said, I'm going to continue to use this phrase, and you hear it all the time when you watch baseball and you listen to analysts. Baseball is a game of failure, bro.
It's a game of failure.
If you get 3 hits in 10 at-bats, you're Hall of Fame worthy. If you succeed 3 times out of 10, you're Hall of Fame worthy.
And honestly, Gino, I can bring it back to Javi on that note. Because honestly, in a game of failure, it is absolutely like perplexing to see a dude strike out damn near 50% of the time.
Bro.
You know what I mean? Like if you were batting 500 in strikeouts, you know what I mean? It's like, gee, that I've never seen somebody strike out that much.
But the way he strikes out,
he don't give himself a chance.
Yesterday, bro, he had a 2-0 count. Hitters count. Hitters
Just
count.
sit back and
a fastball is coming.
I'm saying sit back and wait on it.
High heat, out of the zone. This guy swung at. Me and Tony looked at each other like, so now the pitcher's got you at his mercy because now he's like, bro, that ball wasn't even close and you swung. Cool, I got you.
Guess what this next one's going to be?
Curveball off the plate, swung, wasn't even close. 2-2 count, curveball in the dirt, strike.
And this is after a 2-0 count.
2-0 count, hitters count, best hitters count of all time.
3-0,
you really just sitting there waiting. You take it unless you Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, Fernando Tatis.
The gods.
Yeah.
The gods.
3-0, you're waiting on the strike.
Have you seen the movie Signs, bruh?
Signs.
Signs.
No.
With Mel Gibson, it's about the aliens coming down to farmland and doing all of this stuff. But it was a character, Joaquin Phoenix. He played the Joker. So he's a character in this movie Signs, and he's an ex-minor league baseball player. And you find out in the movie that he was nice. Like, he has a couple of records, like the longest hit home run, the most home runs in the league and stuff like that. And so it's a scene where this cop is like, man, I saw you playing the minor leagues. How come you never blew up and went to the big show? And there was this other dude in there, because it's a small town. It's like, yeah, he has those home run records, but what you don't know is he has another record, and he has the most strikeouts of all time.
Adam Dunn.
Like, by far. And so you asked him about it. He was like, gee, why'd you strike out like that? And he looked at him and was like, look, it just didn't feel right not to swing, fam. And that's Javier Baez.
It is.
It's like, look, I see that ball off the plate, but I have a bat for a reason, and I'm going to swing this mug. It's like, okay, Javi, we know that you can chomp some wood.
Exactly. We've seen you make something out of nothing a lot of times.
Gee, make him throw your pitch.
But you know what? Before this series, who did they just lose to? What series did they just lose? Who was it? Oh, Atlanta. Before the finale, before Game 3 of the series against Atlanta, Javi had close to 32 swing and misses on fastballs down the heart of the plate. That's even worse than him striking out on balls in the dirt. When you're swinging him, and it's not like it's 99.
Like, is he just anticipating the wrong pitch?
You can't be anticipating the wrong pitch. You're swinging through a 92-mile-an-hour fastball down the heart of the plate. That's all mental.
And so explain to me the latest piece of news as far as his contract, because apparently, at least the word right now is that he passed up on a lot of bread. You know what I mean? And I feel like one of the things we see often in sports, these days is players betting on themselves in order to go get the most money they could get. In baseball, though, you got a window. You know what I mean? It's like, look, you got a window to go get your money. If you don't hit it then, it could be a lot less than what you were expecting. You know what I mean? And I'm wondering if Javi is playing with fire because apparently he turned down $180 million.
Supposedly, he turned down a 9-year, $180 million deal that the Cubs supposedly offered him before the start of the 2020 season.
So before the 60-game season last year.
So he had that MVP came in second place in National League MVP in 2018. He had a great season. 2019 was kind of injury plagued. He missed about 30 games. He had a good season, but he missed a lot of games. People were expecting him to be the 2018
MVP.
guy for the rest of his career. Was cut short by injuries. We know 2020 happened, a pandemic. It was a 60-game season. Most of the guys on the Cubs sucked last year. 90% of the guys stunk it up offensively.
90?
Yeah, 90% of the guys stunk it up offensively. So we're basically, like I said, I would basically just wash that year away, act like it didn't happen. So coming back this year, guys getting back to 162, because in 60 games you kept hearing like you don't have 2 weeks to make the adjustments. You got to do it now. Going back to 162, it's a 6-month grind. So you got time to adjust when things ain't going well. You got weeks to adjust. And you know baseball, it's a law of averages game. So you could suck 1 week, come back the next week, hit 7 or 14, and your baseball card looks good on the back. So things will usually work themselves out. But in Javi's case, like you said, with this being his contract year and him basically betting on himself, if this is true, if he turned down 9 years, 180, this was reported by Ken Rosenthal from The Athletic. So, Ken is usually accurate. He's usually on point with his stuff. So I'll believe that. So if Javi did turn down 9 years, 180, I understand why he did it, because I think what it was what's buddy from Xander Bogaerts.
Okay.
Xander Bogaerts signed a 6-year, 120, which is basically the same, $20 million a year.
Yep.
And Javi's like, Xander is cool, but I'm raw.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'm Javi, I'm El Mago, I'm the shortstop, for the next few years. Then, like you said, we saw Fernando Tatis cake up.
Woo.
We saw
big bag. Francisco Lindor.
Frankie Lindor. We just saw him cake up.
Yes.
Didn't somebody else cake up?
Mookie caked up.
We saw Mookie cake up. We obviously saw Mike Trout cake up.
I'm about to say, but yeah, he kicked it all off.
Then you got guys like Trevor Story in Colorado, who they're saying is the best shortstop out of all of them. His time is coming.
Oh, and you know what's coming. You know what I mean?
But then you have the CBA. There's going to be a new collective bargaining agreement after this season. So with the way Javi is playing now, I don't really know if you want to go into free agency without some bread, bro.
And you know what? That's why that report kind of worries me, Gino. And honestly, now it's all kind of kicking in to me. And like you said, Ken Rosenthal, you know what I mean? I'm not here to question his sources and nothing like that. But here's where it gets kind of funny to me, Gino. You know what I mean? I look at what the Cubs have been on lately. You know what I mean? I know that Theo isn't there anymore. Joe Madden got the boot.
Joe got the boot.
Yeah, man. And they've been kind of funny with Anthony Rizzo's money. And I remember at the end of Javi's last good season, I was wondering where was his contract extension, if the Cubs were going to bite first and kind of set the market for shortstops, instead of Javi having to react to it. You know what I mean?
Cubs gave him the Romy Rome meme that you posted the other day about the White Sox.
What, is that you? Look, Joe. So now I feel like maybe somebody from the Cubs organization fed that to Ken Rosenthal because they're preparing you for the fact that Javi's not getting anywhere close to that.
And the fact that you just hit on that, Tony said the same thing last night. He's like, man, who is giving Javi what?
I'm about to say,
because
I'm sure the Cubs happy they didn't.
You can just look at him in 70-game spurts. Like, Javi could obviously turn this around and hit 30 home runs in 70 games. There's no doubt about the caliber player he is. But this is a what have you done for me lately league, man, and you can only go off of what you've done lately. And what he's done lately has been absolute huff. Now, he has been stellar defensively. We know what he gives you defensively. You know, he's top-notch. But how far is that going to take you when you, like you said, you got Tatis, you got Frankie Lindor, you got Trevor Story, you got Tim Anderson.
Consistent guys. You know what I mean? Consistent guys. Now, honestly, and so that's another good point, you know, because is Javi turning into a disappointment? You know what I mean? And that's crazy to say about somebody who you won a World Series with. You know what I mean? But man, has he peaked? And like it's been a complete nosedive offensively.
Because we talked to Rossi pregame yesterday, and he said, man, you hate to take away from a player. He's like, man, I want Javi to be Javi. And I understand exactly what he's saying, but
I don't want Javi to be Javi.
Exactly. If this is Javi, and, you know, do you expect, like me and Tony, we had this talk all the time. It's like, do you expect Javi to cut down this swing? Is he capable
of
cutting down this swing?
Google Home is the guess. But no, Gino, that was the question that we were asking about Javi 3 years ago.
Yeah, man. And he's 28 now. He's not the 25-year-old. He's not the 23-year-old.
Back in that window where he had opportunity to kind of tweak his game.
He's been in the league. He's been up in the big leagues a full 6 years now, bro. And it's like, as far as growth and development, has he peaked?
So if he has peaked, Joe, like, who is Javi Baez? You know what I mean? If Javi's peaked, is he, you know what I mean? Like, is he one of the top shortstops in the league?
Let's take our 12 o'clock noon break. When we come back on the other side, let's continue this conversation. Dave Bryant asked a good question. He said, do you think it's a mechanic issue, and who's the Cubs hitting coach?
Ha, ha, ha.
Ron Rilla, take us to break, man. We'll be back on the other side. You're on the soil with the bigs.
WIIFTBP.
WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
To blow, I keep that metal close. That's how we ride in Chicago.
Alderman Lopez, welcome back to the Maze Jackson Show. The mayor has a very peculiar way she's dealing with this, and I'm trying to understand, why does it seem like we're handling this with kid gloves?
The reason that she's not going after the root cause, which is gangs, the reason she's not calling out the silent enablers, as I tweeted out the other day, is because those are many of the same people that she relied on to get elected. I'm talking about the not-for-profits, those that reach out for grants and try to be the intermediaries in a community to try and bridge some of these anti-violence groups, things of that nature. These organizations that say they're trying to build bridges oftentimes are the ones that are enabling the gang lifestyle and allowing it to go unchecked and not holding accountable the individuals causing the violence in the neighborhoods. Those same partners, which she funds, which she relies on, were unceremoniously all pimping themselves out at a press conference.
Ooh.
Saying that nobody said a word about gangs, but what they did say is that we need more money for the programs that we offer to help stop the violence. And clearly for more money to go to organizations that are working against the residents of the city of Chicago.
Alderman, how did y'all approve $37 million to go to one ward for violence prevention? $37 million? I don't think there's been a $37 million investment in anything black.
When these amendments to the budget or when these programs come before us, and I've asked the last time that these were proposed by the administration, what metrics are we using to ensure that everyone with their hand out was not still enabling gangbangers in the middle of the night? and oftentimes have intervened on behalf of gangbangers, particularly in the Latino community. When you see in other communities, like the Black community, when you start doling out contracts to, say, Metropolitan Family Services, and now they're responsible for doling out to organizations to come into neighborhoods like, for example, West Englewood, contract out to organizations that have no connection to a community, build no bridges to a neighborhood, but get $300,000 to stop violence.
The most dangerous show in the morning.
This is it. Day one. The red letter edition. Big Luda. We can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah. It's not a song, I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. Before I finish breathing, I'm moving the masses like minister speeches, penning classics as I finish my thesis. Not a pastor or a preacher, my passion is deeper. Rapper / teacher, trying to master the teachings past the sinister streets and moving bags past the police is speeding fast in the evening. The truth is, it's all about eating, but I'm feeding food for thought for those either fasting or feasting. Putting faith in my beliefs when I'm speaking, looking straight till I'm decent, at peace with no fear, believing it's real. I tell them it's heaven, but it's hard when you talking to niggas with no ears. From clouds of chronic coughing and sessions off, walking and stressing, straight lost in the essence. I pause for a second with my thoughts and reflections. I take my losses as lessons, but it's all just a blessing, and that's the mess. We can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah. It's not a song, I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. If you just rotate with me, yeah. We can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah.
It's not a song, I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. We trying to put y'all on to what we on. So just rotate with us, man. Shout out to the great ML, Mick Luda. I see people in the comments, I see bro talking about he can't find Mick music. It's because a lot of this music is exclusive, bruh.
Bro, I you know what? It's in my email. Next time, I'm going to put it in rotation next time you're around, bro. I got you.
I've been telling the people I got something special for him on the Mick Luda side, man. I haven't talked to Mick. I've been saying I'm going to hit him up. He said he was going to send me some music. I haven't hit him up. He hasn't sent me the music. But I do
know
have
y'all are busy guys. You know?
Yeah, you know, we trying to do some other things to be able to keep all of these other things that we got going on. You know what I'm saying? But I do have something that I think will work, that I think is much needed. And like I said, a lot of these songs are old, so the way that people consume their music now is much different from the way they consumed it when we were in the music industry and dropping CDs. These songs. Yeah, CDs. Yeah. Wasn't no streaming sites. There were no wasn't no Tidal.
Yeah. No, it was definitely still.
Wasn't no YouTube. Really?
Man. It was, so what was it, like a torrent file? Like I
the
got
blogs,
the download link for you.
Fake Short Drive.
I
can't Complex, but what was the sites then? Fake Short Drive,
Hot New Hip Hop.
It was two more. Shout out to Ruby Hornet, but it was two more that we used to. All Hip Hop DX.
All Hip Hop. Oh man, yeah.
And there was one more that I can't think of.
DJ Booth,
DJ Booth, yeah, yes sir. Shout out to DJ Booth. All of the guys, man. Like that's how you used to get the music out. And a lot of those sites, those links have expired.
So it's not even.
No, it's not. It's not. There is some Mick out there somewhere. You probably have to struggle to find it. But like I said, me and Mick, I'ma holler at him. Mick always trusts me with when I got some thoughts and when I got something up my sleeve. So I got something that I think the people would love, but I think that the people need. And Mick's music is timeless. So even though it was old, I think it still resonates to this day.
Bro, the streaming on that tip, real quick, I was kind of pissed off this morning, bro, or the last couple of days. I was trying to find a couple of pieces of music that I know that I spent all the time on Tidal. I go yesterday looking for Mailbox Money, you know, the Nipsey Hussle tape, and that wasn't on there no more.
You need that? I got it. Yeah, that was my favorite Nip.
That's what I'm saying. I was looking to do my thing to that. But if it is on Tidal, it's not where it used to be. You know what I mean? And then today is Prince's birthday.
Okay. So Luther's birthday was yesterday, wasn't it?
Definitely, yeah. Never Too Much. The Google Doodle that they had for Luther on Google.com was really dope yesterday.
Okay.
So, because you know I can play some Spitter, and I had some Luther in rotation
all day.
some Bob. But man, I go to look for How Come You Don't Call Me Anymore by Prince today.
Cook.
And that's not on title. And I'm like, that's a violation. And I was looking for H&IC from Prodigy.
Oh, that's definitely Cook.
Because I was looking for YBE with BG.
Jizzle.
Yeah, come on, man. And that wasn't on there. So the streaming avenue will let you down, time after, from time to time.
Yeah, that's why having all my old tapes and CDs and stuff is essential to my living, because you can't recreate. We get back to the Javier Baez Cubs talk. Man, did you see the verses last night?
I did catch the verses last night.
Oh, man. For anybody from my era of hip-hop, that was a history like not even a history lesson, but that goes down in history, man.
No, that was a history lesson. That was a moment in history. Man, I feel like, of course, like, Meth started in your era, then, of course, him and Redman bleed all into my era.
All day.
You know what I mean? And I'm sitting there just looking at him spit songs, and Method Man just, come on, bro.
See, now the guys in the group chat, they was letting Meth have it. They think Meth stinks.
As far as what?
His music. They say Meth, only Meth raw songs is with other people. They say he don't have no raw solo
I know
songs.
the guys are a tough crowd.
They're a tough crowd. I'm like, man, y'all watching this versus? They like, nah. I said, what? Man, Meth Huff, Joe. And I'm like, all right, man. What about Redman, Reggie Noble? Like, I love, like, Redman, when I mention my top 5 MCs, sometimes I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice when I don't throw Redman in there, because Redman is one of the most unique artists of all.
Oh, yeah. Joe.
Redman is a guy. Think about this. Redman came out in like 90, whatever year it was,
Unique,
the early 90s.
But original. Yeah, go ahead.
So original.
Yeah, bro.
He couldn't be duplicated. He created his own lane. Nobody could duplicate his style. A few have taken bits and pieces of Redman, namely Eminem. Eminem has a huge Redman influence.
I told you, I've been listening
Eminem
to
has also mentioned it too.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, he's put Redman in his top 5.
And that's why the people put Eminem on a pedestal. I mean, Eminem is a dope lyricist, but I think the fact that he not gives back, but he shows love and pays homage to the people that basically paved the way and influenced him. Shout out to M. But yeah, man, Redman has actually, even though being in the movies and clicking up with Meth has definitely helped his career for the long run. But Redman has been able to stay relevant as basically an underground artist, because Redman never really saw commercial success. He had a couple maybe songs that hit the Billboard. I Can't Wait, Superman Lover, a couple other tracks, but he's never really.
What was that? I'll Be That?
I'll Be That. How High? I think that's probably, maybe one of their most played.
Oh, of course.
But as far as a solo artist, Redman has never reached commercial success, and it's just great to see a guy like that who has like that what's that fan base? That
underground.
That cult.
Oh yeah, definitely
that cult fan base.
Committed fan base.
Yeah, that has
that core following.
Man, that core following that's been able to sustain and keep Redman relevant for over 25 years. So, but man, Joe, when he brought out the Hit Squad.
Oh yeah. I know you was loving that.
I've never seen EPMD, K Solo.
Come on.
Keith Murray.
I haven't seen Keith Murray in years.
Keith Murray looked good.
Yeah, Joe.
I messed up to say that I thought he would look washed, but Keith Murray looks really good, man. It was good to see all them brothers on the Headbanger. T, if you that was
it was a history lesson, yeah.
Bro. Headbanger was the hardest cut for a long time. When he brought out the Hit Squad, bro, I lost it in the press box at Wrigley Field.
Yes, and that's the essence of it. I feel like that's why Redman is a legend. Real quick on Redman, Joe. I
gave Redman a blunt too.
Oh yes, sir. Come on, legend.
And we saw Redman and Common for $5 at, I forgot the name of this spot that used to be like on Chicago Avenue. Redman and Common for $5. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, if I had to describe Redman as he was a legend. You know what I mean? Even before How High clicked out and came out and everything, he was I think one of the most marketed rappers around. Like I feel like Pepsi took some of his. like use some of his vocals for commercials, and you know he had the character with the
Scully and
that was huge.
Fro.
Yeah, man, that was huge. But I feel like, and then he had my favorite Cribs episode.
Oh yeah, that's the most.
Where
classic
he just went through the hood.
That's
like,
the most classic.
Come
Cribs
on, G
episode
Red, man, it was definitely a legend. But I definitely, most of my memories come from the How High era, when I just couldn't get enough of those dudes. You know what I mean? Then they closed it with Rottweiler. You know what I mean? Come on.
Rottweiler, bro.
Come on, G. So.
Yeah, Redman. Shout out to Meth. No disrespect to Meth. I love Meth.
And see, now, Meth at one point was like one of my favorites.
Meth is Meth. That's the thing, because then the thing was, Brian said it in the chat. He was like, man, Meth huff, but Meth cold too, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm like, I totally understand, because you got to Cal, his first album, To Cal, was dope. Like, now I do understand, like we saw yesterday, most of the songs that Meth did was either Wu-Tang.
Yeah, he's Wu-Tang.
Or they were the songs with Mary or D'Angelo.
But even still.
But
like,
those are Meth songs.
He laid classic verses on those. You know what I mean?
All day.
Nothing make a man feel better than a woman. Yeah. Queen with a crown that be down for whatever.
Yeah, that was the first. That was the introduction to those ballads.
What's funny though is I remember on that Wu-Tang documentary, a lot of the arguments was somebody else versus Meth. You know what I mean? Meth versus somebody. You know what I mean?
Oh, and what do you mean?
Well, as far as if it was an argument or something, if somebody had a problem with something, it was usually somebody having a problem with something Meth did. You know?
Okay.
So it was Ghostface telling Method Man, you talk too much, you try to hog the mic, all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And Meth would look at him like, well, gee, if you gonna act like you don't want to talk, I'm gonna talk. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I saw. Yeah, I remember that.
Kind of your dig, and I'm like, yeah, I messed with it because it was a conversation that needed to be had. But I feel like Meth was definitely like, he recognized he was a star.
No, Meth is definitely a star, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's what Cuz meant as far like you can't disrespect Meth, even if I get what he was saying. I don't necessarily agree. I think Meth does have. He did a couple of tracks, What the Blood Clot, a couple tracks off of Takao that still hit to this day. He did perform last night, and I mess with Meth. Ghost is still my favorite Wu-Tang member, but also the part when he brought out Inspector Deck.
Oh yeah,
and Capadonna for Inspector Deck Triumph intro verses, top 3 intro verses.
He was like, "Come get this mic, fam. You know what time it is."
It up. Like, I know Cuz gonna call it lyrical miracle rap, but I bomb atomically Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses can't define how I be dropping these mockeries, lyrically perform armed robberies, flee with the lottery, possibly.
I just hear the beat.
Come on, Joe. Like the bar when you can sit back. It's different when you see him perform
lyrically perform armed robbery.
Lyrically perform armed robbery, flee with the lottery, possibly they spotted me. Like,
yes,
Inspector Deck and Jizza, I feel like, are the top lyricists in Wu-Tang. Like I said, Ghostface was my favorite because Ghostface had the best albums, solo albums, and his aura and his fits, his character, all of that was why I love Ghost the most. Inspector Deck and Jizza were the 2 best lyricists. But I feel like
RZA,
Meth,
you know what I mean?
RZA is the head, the architect, but I feel like Meth is probably the most known Wu-Tang. Not probably. Meth is the guy who...
You got ODB, and I was listening to, I guess it was some commercial, and they was using, Hey Dirty, I Got Your Money. Now it's a laundry commercial.
Okay.
Hey, Dirty. I'm like,
Dirty's. I bet you Dirty's family ain't getting none of that money.
I feel like ever since I've known you, that's like when I see stuff like that, that's my question is like, if they using ODB, I hope
label is getting
they paying money. ODB.
Yeah.
But you know what, man? And it's funny coming up because I feel like all of those dudes are equally as famous. You know what I mean?
Bro said, what about the chef? I love Ray.
Yes, what I'm saying.
I absolutely love Ray.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like, at least to a younger generation, everybody from Wu-Tang was successful on their own.
No doubt.
You know?
No doubt.
But Method Man, like, he took the acting route. I mean, but so did RZA.
Right.
You know what I mean? RZA was in, if we keep it a buck, whose acting career would you rather have? This man RZA was with Denzel. You know what I mean? In American Gangster. And Meth got a cult classic with How High. Well, I mean, this dude, he's still acting now.
Yeah,
you know what
he
I mean?
was even in
with the power stuff.
In the Concrete Cowboy.
Meth. Oh, yeah, I did see him in the trailer for that. Yeah, Meth will pop up. You know what I mean? So, but that I guess that's a credit to that era, man. These dudes were totally not one-dimensional hustlers. And
smart guys, too.
Brilliant guys, man.
Right.
And I feel like that's the only way you do that. Gene, I'm glad you said that because I feel like that's the other thing I took from that documentary is that from Method Man, period, is that dude is brilliant, dog. Like, dude is the ultimate businessman.
No, that's real talk.
You know? So, but I'm happy that, Meth is also another one of the dudes that, you know what I mean, for him and Red to do their thing, you gotta be a certain kind of dude. You know what I mean?
That's true.
He was always willing to share the spotlight,
And that's the thing. For them guys to still be going hard all these years later, look like they ain't missed a step. Look
and they
like
still
they the best
brother.
of homies.
Come on, Red. Tell you like, G, you not gonna do your verse, and Meth's like, G, I can't, nigga. Like, I don't know the words.
I don't know the words. So, like, sorry.
He's like, you wasn't lying. You didn't know any of that.
And then Redman was like, yeah, I ain't doing the rest of that verse because I didn't like the rest of my verse.
I didn't
like
it. You know what? Redman reminds me of y'all. You know what I mean? Like, he reminds me of of your set. You know what I mean? The guys, I'm like, yeah, Redman is one of those muds that ain't going and is purely of the essence.
No, Redman is definitely. I enjoy every last bit of that, man. Like I said, when I talk about top 5 and I don't mention Redman, because my top 5 outside of Nas, because Esco is always gonna be number 1 for me. Prodigy, after that, my next 3 could be anybody from Ghost to whoever, MCA. Like, I've loved a lot of guys' musics in different parts of my life have meant so much to me that the rest of my 3 could be split up and different at any time. So
be more than music too.
Yeah, man. Redman is it was just a great sight to see. But when he brought out the Hit Squad, G, I'm talking about K Solo. You up on K Solo? K Solo Spellbound. Go check that out whenever you get a chance.
Noted.
K Solo is like classic, but K Solo, Redman, Keith Murray, and EPMD on the stage all at once.
Come on, Eric Sermon looking good. Come on,
Joe.
Yeah, Joe.
EPMD, like, stop the shenanigans, man. When people talk about greatest groups of all time, even though duo and group, duo is 2, group is 2 or more.
Yeah.
But when you mention best hip hop groups of all time, if you don't throw EPMD in there, you need a back slap.
That's totally not the first time I heard that. I've told you about my professor at Morgan. He was an African American history professor, but of course he tied a lot of hip hop references in it, and he used to reference EPMD and De La Soul.
Come on, man,
all day, and he would be like, "Those are my 1 and 2 fam, EPMD and De La Soul." So yeah,
Tribe. Mobb Deep is my favorite group of all time. So, and I'm gonna just leave that there, but. Yeah, man, Versus was dope last night. I feel like that one and Ghost and Ray have probably been 2 of my have been 2 of my favorite verses so far. So anytime they take
nostalgia,
it back to my era,
I'm sure it was all the nostalgia for
songs that I forgot they even had, and just when you hear certain songs, they take you right back to the day you heard them and the time period.
What do you think about the new ownership of Versus? Do you think it's been different with Thriller?
Long as I can watch it on Instagram, because I'm not downloading the Triller app. I'm not. Shout out to Snoop and them. Are they the owners of like?
See, I think that Snoop may be I don't know what his relationship with Thriller is, though.
He might be Thriller,
yeah.
Like sports or something. I don't know if he's part of this, but shout out to Swizzy and Tim and whoever's involved. I'm not against that. Get your bread. That's what you're supposed to do.
Facts. And
build it up and sell it and move on.
All of these have been like super monumental, G. I'm going back to the Jeezy and the Gucci one, even back to when they was just doing producers. You know what I mean? With Babyface and Teddy Riley.
I'm not tripping one bit, Joe. But long as I can watch on Versus TV Instagram page,
Joe.
I'm good.
Who's next? Who's up next?
I haven't heard.
Okay.
I haven't heard, but I know Swizzy and Tim, they going to keep it funky. So I'll keep my eyes open, man.
Yeah, they paying attention because the fact that you got Meth and Red on 420.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
that was
it was a lot of happy stoners out there yesterday.
Man. But yeah, man, let's get back to the talk, man. Like I said, before we left the break,
Javi Baez.
Yeah, we was talking about Javier Baez.
Hey, look.
And who had the question? Was it Dave?
Yeah,
I think it was
boy
Dave
Bryant, man. Shout out to the Bryants.
Yeah, Dave. Yeah. What's our boy? He's the mayor now, right?
Yes, man. It's crazy because I feel like I'm in violation because Dave, Darren
Bryant,
and then my brother's assistant coach, man. The Bryants have been real good to my family, man. So it's always good to see them do well. And Darren is a young, hustling, trailblazing mug. Like I've known ever since I first met this cat.
Yeah, I got a chance to meet him at the game through
Yeah,
y'all,
man.
He was definitely a cool guy, and we've been kind of in tune ever since.
100%, man. Very supportive cats. Once I feel like with them, once you're in, you're in.
That's love.
Definitely a lot of love and support to everything that they're doing over there. The young mayor of Robbins over there. Shout out to Darren Bryant for going ahead and winning.
No doubt, taking that. But Dave asks, as far as Javier Baez is concerned, do you think it's a mechanic issue, and who's the Cubs hitting coach?
And it's Tommy Hotovy, right?
No, Tommy is the Cubs pitching coach.
Okay, so
the hitting
who's
coach is Anthony Iapoce. He been there. This might be his.
That's a name that I rarely hear.
I think this might be his third year. I think his first year.
Really?
I think his first year was Joe's last year after they fired Chili Davis. And Chili Davis is actually a coach on the New York Mets coaching staff now.
Okay.
He took over last night, I think, when Luis Rojas got ejected.
Okay.
But
nice.
So the Cubs hitting coach is Anthony Iapoce. Poach is good. You know, the guys love him. But as far as Dave said, do you think it's a mechanic issue? That's a good question, man. And I think there are more than just – I think it's more than just a mechanic issue. Because, again, 6 years in the big leagues, you've basically seen it all. You've been pitched every single way possible. And the scouting report is what it is now. It's like at this point in your career, I won't say you are who you are, but you basically are who you are. And the scouting report is out. So anytime that I see Javi up to bat, and anytime I see him get a fastball anywhere near his zone, I'm like, why? But at the rate that he's hitting, like I said, if I know, and I do my fair share amount of studying, we have to in this game. Knowing that Javi has swung and missed on like 91 to 94 mile per hour fastballs down the heart of the plate, and he just swings right through it, that's enough to tell me why pitchers are giving him these balls down the zone, because he's just not hitting
missing those too.
So I think it's a mechanic issue because, like we said, is Javi a guy that you want to kind of cut down on his swing? Because I think if he cuts down on his swing, then that takes away from his power. I think it takes away from just who he is. Mm-hmm. Like, this is just who he is. Now, I'm not saying he can't make the adjustment, because we've seen him make the adjustment. But as an overall baseball player, I don't think you want Javi to do that. I think you want him to be this swinger. A lot of times it looks like he's swinging for the fences. And he is.
You know what?
Trying to get the big hit.
Yeah.
And I think I'm with Rossi. Y'all, you want Javi to be Javi, but at some point when it starts to become a hindrance to your team and the overall success of your team, you got to make a decision, man.
Now, Javi is worrying me, G, because I'm wondering, like, when he was good, what was he doing? Like, what was going into it? Like, was it a routine? Like our boy Dave said, was it mechanics? You know what I mean? It's really kind of mysterious, bruh, on why he hasn't been able to tap back into anything good offensively. And you know, I've heard some of his reasoning. I've heard him say that he misses the video that you.
The video is back now. No excuse.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm like, okay, now, were you using something more than the video, Javi? But I'm not gonna go that route. You know what I mean? But it's definitely mysterious because the man cannot seem to find any consistency at the plate, unless it's consistently striking out. And if he's going after his bag, G, that has to end like yesterday, last week, last month, last year. Like, so I'm worried about the man Javi. And honestly, I'm personally wondering if we should be counting down the days of him wearing Cubby blue.
And that could be a segue for the finale of this conversation as we head into our 12:30 break, because I'm not sure who it was. I would love to give them credit, but they made a comment the other day that the Cubs, do they have a decision to make this year with 3 free agents? Obviously, Willie won't be a free agent until next season, but we got Javi, KB, and Riz becoming free agents after this season.
The Cubs.
Somebody said that the Cubs should realize that Chris Bryant is an overall better baseball player than Javier Baez, and they should be looking to extend him instead of Javi. And I felt it as much love as we got for Javi, donning him El Mago, and knowing what he meant to that championship team and what he's meant to the Cubs and baseball in general.
Facts.
I actually had to sit back and think about it, and I'm like, you know what? This guy might not be wrong. Now, I'm not saying he's right, but I'm saying he might not be wrong.
Yeah, you know what? And I feel like I've told you, Gino. I mean, I don't think it's hard to tell, shout out to Nas, that Chris Bryant is maybe your most talented player.
Randy Spence keeps saying, he says this every time we talk about Javi, trade Baez and bring up Ed Howard.
Hey, real talk. It sounds like we're not the only people that are probably considering that right now.
No doubt. But so, go ahead.
Yeah, but no, I'm just saying, Chris Bryant, I feel like, is obviously the more talented player. You know what I mean? And I don't think that's a knock on how they're both good, but who's actually won?
Who's the rookie of the year? Who's the MVP?
Yeah, come on, man. And the Cubs better make the right decision. You know what I mean? Because I totally feel like Chris Bryant would embrace a change of scenery. You know what I mean? And you may see old Chris Bryant as soon as you let him go, but and you may be stuck with Javi headaches for the end of your days, at least your baseball days, Jed Hoyer. So, you know what I mean? Make the right decision, bro.
I agree with you, bro. Jed, you're on the clock, man. I know we're waiting to see like maybe 70, 80 games in. I know the trade deadline is probably 2 to 3 months away, but
it's coming.
Buyers or sellers, man. And now if they're sellers, I think Chris Bryant was at the top of the list. And like you said, he would probably embrace a change of scenery, even though we know how much he says he loves Chicago.
Then to the point we've been making the whole segment, what are you going to get for Javi if he's batting 190, striking out 50% of the time? So it may have to be Chris, but
somebody said Chris Bryant, Javier Baez is going to strike out 200 times this year.
Gee, if that's the case, then you may have to let him walk.
He's on pace, though.
Come on, Javi. You know we rooting for you on this side, brother. Come on.
Cubs back in action tonight. Game 2 of the 3-game set against the New York Mets. First pitch, 6:40. We got our boy Zach Davies on the bump. The brothers looking to make it 2 in a row. I will be in the building, man. Y'all follow me, Joe. I know y'all like baseball.
Yes.
Follow me, the live game chat on Facebook, on Twitter, all them things, man. I will be in the building. The White Sox are playing the Cleveland Indians. They'll be back home this weekend, Friday, with a 3-game set against who?
The Detroit Tigers.
Detroit Tigers, man. So lock in with me and T. We got y'all baseball fix covered. It's time for our 12:30 break. Ron Rilla take us to break. When we come back on the other side, man, I want to talk NBA and Steph Curry. When we come back on the other side, you're on the soil with the big.
The guys that Curry.
WIIFTBP.
Introducing your trusted source for high-quality Black emojis, better known as Blackmoji. We believe Black is beautiful, and that beauty should be reflected in the digital market. Now there is an app that does just that, starting with Black Greek letter organizations. Blackmoji D9 offers more than an emoji app. It is a cultural experience of Black excellence. Download the app in the Apple or Google Play Store to access a specially curated catalog of emojis representing the Divine Nine. Use the emojis to celebrate Black Greek events, acknowledge current events, support social causes, and learn about esteemed Black Greek members who blaze the trail of Black history. A portion of every subscription goes toward a scholarship fund specifically for members of Black Greek letter organizations to help keep the legacy alive. Download the Blackmoji app today.
Chicago Legal Network is the collaboration of attorneys that concentrate in many areas of the law most needed in Chicago neighborhoods. The CLN lawyers focus on personal injury, criminal defense, and other issues. The CLN lawyers all average over 20 years of legal experience and are dedicated to helping the Chicago community. The Chicago Legal Network is committed to developing black lawyers through mentorship and co-representation. So if you were injured in a car accident, slip and fall, or injured on the job, or you need assistance with criminal defense, including driving violations and DUI, check out ChicagoLegalNetwork.com for more information or call 773-912-3545. 773-912-3545.
I'm ready. I ain't fucking with them busters, I ain't fucking with them bluffing ass, nothing ass motherfuckers neither. So when you catch me at the show, this shit ain't just for show. So I gave my nigga Lou the Desert Eagle. Then it's right back on the grind. I hustle till I shine. I don't hear no fear, no evil. Make it 40 off a dime, waiting some other time, but the people try to tell me it's illegal.
Admire my brother's keeper, hell nah. I dig ditches, put you bitches in a sleeper. When you see us, keep it moving like the meter. We off the meat. Meet me at the meeting to miss your beat while I'm riding off, smelling like Sunny D. Imperial like the pyramid. As I push the pen again, my experiences appearing Shakespearean. So passes with no interference when I send them in. If you mention him, then you mention in the syndicate. The inventor of that vintage lit. You know who get the busiest? Sawbucks, double nickel, 55th. Look, I'm a businessman. I can't let these busybodies hear me in. Hence, simply put, I put an end to them. You won't risky, come with me. It's done quickly. This is Chi-Town, Joe. The bros and the folks with me. Home of Tao, Cokes and 150s. Deep joints, cush jabs, corrupt politicians that run the city.
I ain't fucking with them busters, I ain't fucking with them bluffing ass, nothing ass motherfuckers neither. So when you catch me at the show, this shit ain't just for show. So I gave my nigga Lou the Desert Eagle. Then it's right back on the grind. I hustle till I shine. I don't hear no fear, no evil. Make it 40 off a dime, waiting some other time, but the people try to tell me it's illegal. The homies saying fuck y'all, I just wanna live good, but they know I'm still down, so they know I'm still good. Standing in the sand with the water, but it's still mud. I ain't heard from Sly in a while, but we still blood. Got locked, came out on papers, he still plugged. Northside nigga show me definition, real thug. Southside nigga show the little nigga real love. Family out in California, crippin', man, they
real bloods.
We are back on the soil. You're rocking with the bigs. I'm T-Time. My player partner Eugene is with me as usual. Wow.
What's the Benowski? Hey man, y'all see? I don't know if they can see the fit, man. I might need.
Go ahead and
Herb and Tubi on.
That's leaders.
Herb, yeah, this leaders. This old school leaders. If this OG
say,
leaders,
that's you can't find that nowhere no more. Yeah.
Herb and Tubi on me because they say I be matching and shit, and I don't even do this purposely, but
with the gray, oh yeah.
The blue jean hat and the
Gino,
blue jean.
you did that on purpose.
No, I didn't. Actually,
Gino, you see them shoes like, oh, these shoes gonna go perfect.
Okay,
with
yeah,
these.
actually I did.
All right.
Actually, I did because I got so many leads. Shout out to my boy Corey, man.
I'm just realizing, like, yeah.
I did. Today I did. But shout out to Corey, man. I got so many leaders. I have so much leaders gear, so many leaders hats, so many leaders hoodies, so many leaders tees. Leaders is like Sir Madam and Leaders are like my favorite Chicago brands. But I've been knowing Corey since college. We went to Southern University. We were members of the Southern University Jaguars baseball team. Shout out to the Bayou Classic this past weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Southern, we dominated. We demonstrated on Grambling like we always do. HBCUs are nothing, but Grambling, y'all know y'all don't have nothing. Absolutely nothing.
You got y'all, any Grambling alums, boy, you got your head.
Grambling,
Jeez.
we smashed y'all. And y'all lucky y'all didn't get to see the human jukebox, that battle of the bands at halftime.
That's exactly what the people come for
the
real.
Human jukebox always demonstrates at the Bayou Classic. So shout out to the guys representing this weekend. They put the smack down on Grambling. And the Bayou Classic is definitely something that all black collegiates need to be a part of, man. You need to experience that. I know it was it in Shreveport this year? It's usually in the heart of New Orleans at the Superdome. in downtown New Orleans, but they're doing renovations in New Orleans right now. So hopefully they can get back to the essence of the Bayou Classic, because it is a sight to see and it is one hell of an event. But yeah, man, shout out to my sneaker game. Shout out to Corey. Shout out to leaders. I got a bunch of ill leaders hats, and I felt like I needed to bust this one out, man. So that's how we do, man. We got the gear on lock. I saw Don talking about the shoe game this morning on the Book of Don. We definitely got the shoe game. We got the gear game on lock, man. We hip hop to the fullest. I don't know nothing but hip hop. And I'm gonna be hip hop to the day I die.
Come on, you know how it is. We was raised in it. You know, I can't help it. You know.
But I forgot, man. I forgot to tell the people the rules. I know we count down our last 15 to 20 minutes, but better late than never, man. We need y'all to smash them like buttons, smash that share button, hit the comment section, join the conversation as y'all always do, and help us continue to push the content and the culture forward over here on the soil with the bigs. With the rest of the What's in It for the Black People Media family, everybody that got a show on the network, man. It's all about owning the black voice. And as long as we let these vultures tell our story, the further and further we get away from the truth. So, man, continue to support us. Stars, cash apps, buying the merch, telling a friend to tell a friend, sharing the page, whatever it is y'all do. We appreciate it more than y'all know. And shout out to the jurors for sending that cracker Derek Chauvin off into the atmosphere. Did you see the look on his face when he thought he was about to hear the judge say something different?
That and I that was probably the only part of it that I liked. I liked the fact that now he's going where he belongs, man. But I think it was Chris Rock that said, "You don't get credit for doing what you're supposed to do."
At all. I didn't feel like it was a celebration needed.
But you know what I mean. We all saw that was murder, and that man belongs in jail. You know what I mean. The issue is we've seen. You know what I mean? We've seen a bunch of instances where we thought it was clear-cut assault, murder, whatever, and it didn't end the way we thought. So although if there's any relief to be had for the family, which it's not much, I hope that the family can find some sort of comfort that this dude is going to be going to jail. I'm interested to see what the sentence is going to be.
Right.
Because he's guilty of all charges. They got to throw this man under the jail. I don't know. You know, I know it's a state case, and the judge is going to, base the sentence off what the precedents are there. So I don't know what they are, but I'm hoping that he gets the full extent of every sentence, bro.
And them other three guys, y'all need to be dealt with accordingly.
I haven't forgot about. You know what I mean? I haven't forgot about those guys. Don't forget. I think it was video like a month after everything went down. These dudes were in grocery stores trying to live their life. Like nothing happened. It's like, no, y'all ass is about to be under the jail with
straight up
your boy. Just like y'all had his back while he killed George Floyd, y'all gonna be following him right into the slammer. So,
straight up.
But unfortunately, of course, I get up and I see another name. A 15-year-old girl out there in Columbus that's been killed by a cop, and I refuse to watch the video.
I watched it,
and I refuse. You know what I mean? I'm like, bruh. And then you got that Raiders, you know what I mean? I know you seen the Raiders tweet, I can
Mark
breathe.
Davis, he's an idiot.
That,
and his response.
So I guess police brutality is over.
Stop it.
As of yesterday. We don't no black person has to worry about getting their ass kicked by the cops around, just so you know. That it was over as of yesterday, according to white people.
Cap. Hey, so
a lot of cap.
Like you said before we started, we don't really want to dwell on this. I mean, even though we got thoughts and opinions, and we can talk about this for another hour, but
the work continues, man. So.
But I wanted to talk. I talk about my homie Randy, who's Chicago police.
Yes.
And like I said, he's always, and I love Randy. I've been knowing Randy for over 30 years. He's my brother. I love him. Police or not, all police ain't bad, but when you on the force.
Whew.
It is what it is. It is what it is. But Randy is usually. I got a couple of police homies that I see on Facebook when something happens. They give their point of view, and Randy probably has the best point of view, in my opinion. I'm gonna say he's biased because he is a police officer, so he's gonna lean on their side. But he does when he feels like they are in the wrong. He definitely goes off.
This is one of the good cops.
He is. But I wanted to read his comment about the situation with the girl that was killed in Ohio last night. This is his post on Facebook today. We don't even have to get into it. I just want to put this in the atmosphere for the people to take.
Definitely, because I just want to make sure we mention something before the end. But go ahead.
So he says, most won't even try to understand because of the emotional heartstrings. I try my best to inform and give professional and objective insight. Just because something is tragic doesn't make it wrong. If I believe something was done wrong, I'll call it out. But when something is done right, I'll call that out too. With that said, that shooting in Ohio was not wrong also. And then he hashtag tragic, not wrong.
See, and that's just a tough pill to swallow because first of all, I haven't seen the video. You know what I mean? But I feel like cops are always asking us to reason and reckon and understand them killing somebody. When I find it hard to believe that a 15-year-old girl, even if she had a knife, she didn't even have a firearm. I find it hard to believe that there weren't other ways to deal with her besides killing her.
So he says, it's about 40 comments on the post. So Randy says, everyone on this post, put your own kid in the place of that girl in the pink and then ask yourself the question. If that girl has your daughter pinned up against a car and about to stab her up and possibly kill her, do you want the officer to immediately stop the threat or do you want him to possibly stop it?
But see,
answer that. I'll wait.
But see, now, the thing is,
different ways to stop it. You got to
but you don't know who
they said. So he said that. So that was the first thing.
How does he know that she isn't the one that was being attacked? You know what I mean?
But as far as the taser is concerned, Ron, because that's what everybody said, use a taser. And
you have that for a reason.
He said sometimes the taser doesn't work, and he said when the taser does work, if she falls on the taser, if she falls out because of the taser and then falls onto the knife.
But then
now you got another situation.
But see, now,
same thing can happen when you shoot somebody.
I'm just read the comments,
how
bro.
You gonna use the hashtag tragic but not wrong, but then you come up with some final destination way for her to die?
Because shooting don't automatically stop somebody's movement or stop them from doing what they doing either.
But then again, you're using your gun. You put some bullets in somebody. You know what I mean? That's you know what I mean, good luck surviving that.
No, I just like I said, it was interesting to see it and see all the comments and people, going off, and then some people agreeing with Randy.
But see, now this is the day of
exactly
the George Floyd verdict. You know what I mean? And the Chauvin, his verdict. And Muggs are talking about we can breathe, but here we are discussing another police killing. You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
So yeah, man, that's it feels like it's, you want to say it's a light at the tunnel, but it just all feels like
disagree.
BS.
Yeah, it's
all feels like BS.
She's the one who called the police.
She did.
She's the one that called the police, end up dead, bruh. Like, please stop asking me to understand that.
The body cam footage, it's like, damn, bro, you shot her 4 times too. It was like, hey, man.
She was 15. She's 15 years old, bro. So yeah, the guys want us to talk about some in-house business. So before we get out of here, I want to make sure we mention that for the team.
All right, but let's talk Steph Curry for a couple minutes.
Oh yeah, let's do that, Gino. I got some thoughts on my fellow light-skinned brother.
I know y'all. I know you the leader of the light-skinned coalition.
I don't want to be the leader because I chill, but I come out when it's business to be taken care of. So
well, I think Steph has had an out-of-body 10-game stretch where he's averaging close to a 40-piece, shooting 50% from the field, over 40 from 3. I think he's made over 73 threes in his last 10 games. And like I said, Steph is a madman. Steph has always been a madman. But I think people are beginning to reach for starting this MVP talk.
Did you see I turned? I was like, nah, that's a plot twist, bro.
Starting this MVP talk is just no way possible. It's not possible. He's not the MVP of the league, bro.
The Golden State Warriors are not good enough for Steph to be considered as the MVP. But here's where I don't think it's a reach. Steph has been arguably the best player this season. I feel like there's an argument to be made that in terms of hooping.
But that's what I'm saying. How do we define
that Steph has done the most this year?
He's done more than the Joker?
He may have done just as much as the Joker. And it just so happened that the Joker has a team, has had a healthy team built around him up until just losing Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray was hurt at the beginning of the year.
But you still
Gary Harris wasn't there.
But you still, and Michael Porter, but still.
Michael Porter is good.
But he's had a breakout season. Like Michael Porter has stepped to the plate.
Right, he's good. He's played well. But we're talking about
nobody on Golden State.
Draymond Green is gonna be going to the Hall of Fame.
Oh, come on. No, how?
He's a 3-time champion. He's a multiple-year defensive player of the year. He's
like Ron Harper, bro.
No, like, Ron Harper ain't. I didn't make the rules, bro. When Draymond Green is done, he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame. Do I think Draymond Green is a Hall of Fame player?
He's one of the nicest non-Hall. I mean, he has a nice resume, but he is not a Hall of Famer. Like, he is not a game-changing player.
I don't know about that. Draymond Green can change the game in different ways. Draymond Green aids and assists Steph Curry. If Draymond Green wasn't on Golden State, Steph Curry, Steph would still be doing him, but Draymond Green
is Joakim Noah in my mind. You know what I mean?
But didn't we have this talk before? What was Joakim Noah to that Bulls team with D Rose? If it wasn't no Joakim Noah, that Bulls team. That's all I'm saying. Is Joakim Noah Hall of Fame? No, he's not.
He was, but Joakim also wasn't playing with the best. And I don't even want to just classify Steph as a shooter anymore.
Steph is a baller.
He's the best shooter of all time.
Steph is a baller. Forget the shooting. He's a baller.
Exactly. He's like outside of KD, the most talented offensive player I've ever seen.
But I also think that we always talk about this, and when we get down to it, we gotta talk about the game as a whole, because I mean, one thing I will give Steph is that he's definitely in shape. Like, it takes a whole lot to do what he does with the ball, off the ball, running through picks, coming off picks, giving the ball up, running off another pick, then doubling down, then coming back on the other side off. It takes a lot of energy, and it takes a whole lot of work ethic to be able to do what Steph does.
I feel like I got to go there because I know we don't have a bunch of time left. But I feel like it's personal.
No.
Let me feel. I feel like in order to not say Steph is like probably the most transcendent point guard of this time, that you kind of gotta cap a little bit. You kind of gotta lie about other people in order to get them on Steph's level. Because if we're willing to elevate Draymond Green
to Steph's level,
or no, to even just a Hall of Fame level, you gotta
I didn't say he was a Hall of Famer,
but we have to understand that he's only in that conversation because of his proximity to Steph Curry.
But let's not act like Draymond Green hasn't meant the same to Steph Curry. Draymond Green allows Steph Curry to do some of the things that he does, bro.
I mean, yes, Draymond is a good player, but Steph has. I mean, I don't think too much changes about the Steph Curry. You know, if you put another top defender in Draymond's spot.
But it's not just defender. Draymond knows how to play basketball.
Yeah, but still, like, he's going to do what you don't see in the box score. You know what I mean? He's going to give you the extra He's gritty. Right. I mean, yes, he's bringing everything to the table.
Right.
But he's still, and all of that is still not enough to make me think that we don't get Steph Curry without Draymond.
I didn't say that. I still think Steph Curry would be a dog without Draymond, but I'm saying that Draymond allows Steph Curry some of the things that he does on a nightly basis. I mean, Draymond aids and assists that.
It's the truth for any good player. Like, they got good players have players on their team that allow them to do their thing.
But I think Draymond Green and Steph Curry have formed a bond since they
play well together.
That's all I'm saying.
Steph is still Steph Curry now.
I agree with that.
And Draymond is like not touched by the gods the way Steph Curry is.
No, not as a basketball player.
Yeah, and if that's the case, then we don't even have to talk about Draymond. We'll be talking about Steph Curry. You know what I mean?
No, we don't. But all I'm saying is Steph Curry is not the MVP. I've seen a lot of Cap that's Herb's favorite word too, Cap.
Yeah, he's definitely in on the cap phenomenon.
But I don't think as raw as Steph has been for the last 10, 11 games and the season, because Steph has had a great season.
He's had a great season, but the last 10, 11 games
have been off the charts.
He's in his zone.
But I don't think that's enough for him to be MVP.
I get you on that because it's just 10 games,
right.
Like in the scope of a full season now. It is some, it's getting toward
it's
an
like
important
13,
part
14 games left.
Getting toward a crucial part.
The Warriors are in 9th place right now.
Come on, just that alone. You cannot, no.
Nah, because the Grizzlies are above the Warriors, and I don't think they're that much more talented than the Warriors. My whole thing was Steph has to get the Warriors into the playoffs. It's not if he doesn't. It's not. I saw a lot of talk about his legacy and that I don't agree with. I don't agree with if he doesn't get them in. That affects his legacy. That's a lie. I don't agree with that.
Because the Golden State Warriors are tanking.
But I do think if Steph is that guy, which I think Steph is that guy. Let's not get it twisted. I'm not one of them guys. I think I love watching Steph, and I think he's a generational talent. But if he's that great, the Golden State Warriors have to make the playoffs. And they're on their way. They're on their way.
For them to be ninth behind a team like the Grizzlies, who've had their two best players most of the year.
Who?
They've had Ja and Valanciunas.
No, they haven't, because Buddy is out.
Well, Valanciunas is
He
out.
has stepped up since Jaren Jackson has been gone. Ain't Jaren Jackson on the
Jaren Jackson and old boy Winslow.
Justice Winslow on that team?
Yeah.
Oh.
But man, Valanciunas, like he's just missing his first game.
Double
yeah,
machine.
Just now. You got some stats, some cats that can fill up the stat machine on the Grizzlies, and for the Warriors to be as Steph Curry or nothing as they are. For them to be knocking on the door, G. Like, Steph Curry is one of the greats, G.
No, there's no doubt about that. Whoever says different is an idiot.
We got to stop mentioning mugs who aren't the greats with him. Like, no more.
Who are we? But we not. Nobody is even in this conversation.
But the Dame conversation.
I'm Dame or nothing. I'm still taking Dame over Steph, but that's me. That's personal. But I'm not saying. No, it's not, because the Portland Trailblazers are still ahead of Golden State, and their best players have not been there for half the season.
Trailblazers had the same ceiling every single year, no matter how.
The Trailblazers are whack, though. Let's keep it real. The Trailblazers are whack.
But they got CJ. And they had they got some pieces. They made some trades. They brought Covington over. They got Cantor. Probably the most underrated center.
I love Enes Kanter, but the Portland Trailblazers suck.
That's a lot more than Golden State has.
I'm still taking Dame over Steph.
Hey, look, before we get out of here, because I feel like that's my favorite debate in sports right now. I won't debate a lot of stuff. I like the Steph versus
no doubt, I love it.
Dame,
and I'm not. If you take Steph,
because I love Dame too. But you know how I feel about his situation. I would love to see him somewhere else, and that's not a knock on the Trailblazers, but they are the Portland Trailblazers.
Hey, that 4-year, $200 million is talking right now. I ain't going nowhere. Show me the money.
Get your money.
But yeah, man. Before we get out of here, we need y'all to go to the Mays Jackson page. I saw Mays woofing yesterday. And, of course, Mount Carmel is the illest high school of all time in Chicago history. But we're not going to win the Mays Jackson High School Alumni Spirit Challenge. But right now, we need y'all to go to the Mays Jackson page. Type in your high school, man. Go to Mays' page. Type in your high school. And I don't know how long it's going. Ron Rilla, how long is it going for? Is it just a day?
No, it's not. It's not just a day. So you got. Let me check right now, but I know the whole week I think is going on.
So for the rest of the week, tell a friend to go to the Mays Jackson page. It is High School Alumni Spirit Challenge. Let me read the instructions. It says, like the What's in It for the Black People Media page or the Mays Jackson page, respond in the comments with your school, class, and year. The top 10 schools with the most responses in 24 hours will be entered into the CPS Spirit Cup Challenge. Now, it ain't just CPS. He basically meant CPS is Chicago Public School, but I think Mays just meant any Chicago high school.
Or
Chicagoland area.
Yeah, so that opens it up a little bit. But, man, I feel like in Chicago, you got to have that. You know what I mean? We spent a lot of time repping our high school.
That's our first thing. When you meet somebody, what's the second question you ask?
Where'd you go to high school, fam?
Man, what high school you go to, Joe? It's like, oh, you went to Harlan?
Oh, you went to Harlan?
Man, you went to CVS?
See, I even take it to. Oh, you went to Thornwood.
You don't get no grunts. You don't get no grunts.
I thought you wasn't paying attention, man.
You don't get no grunts from CVS.
Nah, so I know it's about to be a lot of people out there.
I'm doing it right now.
CVS in the building. I'm part CVS. Shout out to my mom who's been a nurse over there since.
My mom is Harlan. That's why I threw Harlan in the mix.
Absolutely, G. So yeah, man, go ahead and rep your high school. Put it in the like the pages first of all. That's the first thing you got to do. Like the pages, get into the comments, put your high school in there, let it be known who you're rocking with because we're entering schools into the contest after this first part of it. So, yeah, Gino.
Hey, man, before we get out of here, because up next we got the brothers, cousin 2, Herb Howard. I said what I said.
Gods.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 1 to 3 right here on the network. You know we not getting out of here without the word of the day, man. And I was listening to the Book of Dawn today, Ron, and I heard Don used one of the words that I think we used a couple weeks ago.
Y'all sometimes y'all do have similar words. Cause y'all have used some words that she's used too. Like
I wonder if she's using Word Genius or Dictionary.com. Because like I said, me and Mick,
she's bouncing.
Me and Mick, we started.
Do you get a daily?
I get a word of the day. Yep.
Okay, so she gets the word of the day too. So she might be bouncing between two.
Okay, because I use Dictionary.com, but today's word of the day.
Let's get it.
Syncretism.
Syncretism.
SYNCRET-ism.
Okay.
Syncretism.
Okay.
It's a noun. Its origin is Latin. I still don't know nobody who speaks Latin. In its early 17th century. The amalgamation or attempted amalgamation of different religions, cultures, or schools of thought.
I need a definition of a word in the definition.
Thank you. Celine, where you at, big dog?
You said amalgamation?
The amalgamation.
Amalgamation.
Amalgamation. Or the other definition, linguistics, parentheses.
Okay.
The merging of different inflectional varieties of a word during the development of a language.
So the
ahead. Food festival was the perfect opportunity for syncretism of Martha's Jamaican and French heritage. The lexicographer's paper explored the syncretism of the English language in different countries.
The syncretism of Chicago lingo is broad, depending on who you talk to. Do I get the green flag? Am I good on that one?
I'm gonna let you go with that one. I'm gonna big you up on that one because if you out west, it's Joe.
Oh yeah.
If you on the south side, you might be Charlie.
Definitely might be Charlie. All right.
Charlie is definitely for the south side.
You know. Yes. And speaking of Charlie, I know we got to get out of here. We got to when we come back here on Friday, man. We got to talk NCAA transfer portal because I see I got little Charlie
hot,
boy.
Bro.
Is taking the heat from a lot of grown men who I'm not feeling that.
I'm glad you said that. Grown men hating on college.
I'm not
kids.
feeling that. Let Lil Charlie do what he thinks is best for his future and for his family, man. Lil Charlie is now transferring from the DePaul Blue Demons and he is taking his talents to the U in Miami. So we got to get to the transfer portal talk on Friday, T. It's a must. I saw Stephen Bardo have some ill thoughts about Adam Miller's decision to enter the transfer portal.
Hey, he can speak on it.
Definitely, yeah, he does.
Got to know what he can say.
He could. So, man, it's another episode of On the Soil. We appreciate the family members in the comments always holding us down.
Real family.
And like I said, up next, we got the brothers. I said what I said. 2 and Herb up next, 1 to 3. For myself, for my player partner T-Tom, for my guy Ron Rilla holding us down behind the boards.
The producer.
For the What's in It for the Black People Media Network, we are the Bigs. This is another episode of On the Soil. Show love, spread love, stay away from the haters. Circulate the dollar with your people, man. Please circulate the dollar with your people, but always, always keep it player, man. There's a lot of unplayer individuals running around rampant in the city, and y'all making us look bad. So, man, I'm on y'all heels. And y'all get off the – actually, I can't say it without saying.
In the words
of the late, great Chad Butler, known to most of y'all as Pimp C.
The Pimp.
Get off the boo-boo.
It's up.
WIIFTBP.
This is it. Day one. The red letter edition. Big Luda. We can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah.
It's not a song, I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. Before I finish breathing, I'm moving the masses like minister speeches, penning classics as I finish my thesis. Not a pastor or a preacher, my passion is deeper. Rapper / teacher, trying to master the teachings past the sinister streets and moving bags past the police is speeding fast in the evening. The truth is, it's all about eating, but I'm feeding food for thought for those either fasting or feasting. Putting faith in my beliefs when I'm speaking, looking straight till I'm decent, at peace with no fear, believing it's real. I tell them it's heaven, but it's hard when you talking to niggas with no ears. From clouds of chronic coughing and sessions off, walking and stressing, straight lost in the essence. I pause for a second with my thoughts and reflections. I take my losses as lessons, but it's all just a blessing, and that's the mess. We can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah, it's not a song. I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. If you just rotate with me, yeah, we can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah, it's not a song. I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. If you just rotate with me, in an instant, friendship seeing quick in the music business. It used to be just music, now it's just business. The relentless pursuit for loot, dividends and interest, hidden agendas, leaving you defenseless against them. Not to mention intentions to benefit from you penning authentic sentences. Shit for the spinach, niggas that did it. Listen, while you scribbling, picturing images of living on premises, surrounded by fences and different women in silky linens, bending and grinning, intended rentals, you slipping, cause these Vicks is out, tricking your chips in. The game's cutthroat, rules was laid back in the day before rappers got paid by sponsors that slung dope. And shit ain't really changed beside the amount of change the game. Famous names so these lames can front, so I change the game. See my future through the blunt smoke so high, looking at my future through the blunt smoke. We can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah, it's not a song. I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. If you just rotate with me, yeah, we can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah, it's not a song. I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. If you just rotate with me, I'm invincible, guarded by two identical, invisible guardian angels that guard every angle of my physical frame. Spiritual miniature ministers whispering, keeping me on the top of my game. Lessons to gain, pleasure and pain. Like my eyes, they reside on the left and right side of my brain. Quietly praying, navigating my aspirations, passing calculated statements while I'm grabbing my flame. Wasted in the basement, pacing, placing words on pages, blazing my merch to the face. I'm blowing life in the air. I sold my soul to the Lord for a price of a prayer. Yeah, so my nights can be clear when I sit still, writing his will in his likeness, like him, cause I'm knowing he'll save me. He told me to spit and don't let the devil take the gifts that he gave me. We can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah, it's not a song. I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. If you just rotate with me, yeah, we can chop it up, get our profits up, get this dust. If you just rotate with me, yeah, it's not a song. I'm trying to put you on to what I'm on. If you just rotate with me.